Commander, we have a man with lesions on his right leg. We need a medic.
Learning basic first aid that can make the difference between life and death.
100 meters from your position, 20 meters from main road to the left. Copy over.
This exercise is part of a training session in real-life conditions. Stanisław has been attending every month for 4 years.
Now we're waiting for assistance. The others are looking after him while I send the coordinates.
Stanisław is training for the military and completing a doctorate in archaeology at the same time. Like some 40,000 other Poles, he has joined the country's territorial defense forces, a form of military service that consists of 2 weeks initial training, then 1 intensive weekend per month.
After 2014, global politics shifted somewhat with the start of the First War in Ukraine. And I realized that the situation was becoming more dangerous for us. And that it would be good to be ready for all eventualities. Unfortunately, we have a border with Russia, and it's possible we could be attacked next.
Here, the weekend soldiers learn how to handle weapons as well as basic military tactics. The schedule means they can keep their day jobs, and they can't give up at any time. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, it's getting ever more popular.
We've got a broad cross-section of the population here. Students, teachers, lawyers, doctors. There's a wide variety of skills. At the moment, we're placing a lot of emphasis on medical support. That is nurses, rescuers, and doctors.
Strzelcy gotów? Uwaga!
Alexander, who's 29, spends his weekdays among the archives at Poland's National Memory Institute, where he's a civil servant. But he says he feels ready to take up arms if Russia invades.
I've been attending these trainings for more than 4 years. So I've had time to adapt and hone my skills. I feel as good as any shooter now.
Poland's armed forces are actively recruiting.
The tests are made up of several parts. We're going to start with the personality test, which should take about an hour.
Those who pass the aptitude tests at this military recruitment centre will benefit from a major hike in the budget, introduced just after the Russian invasion. Members of the Territorial Defence Forces now get €200 per weekend of training.
My initial interest in this was for financial reasons. I was still at school and looking for a way to earn a bit of money. My friends who were already serving in the Territorial Defence Forces encouraged me to sign up.
Some decide to go further. If Grzegor's application is accepted, he will join Poland's professional army as an officer. He currently works in quality control at a welding company, so it will make quite a change.
I've got a good job as a civilian. But the army is today offering better pay and conditions than any civilian employment. Given the situation across the border, I figured it was worth getting military training, in the hopes that I'll never actually have to fight the Russians. But it's better to be ready for anything that might happen.
Poland is pouring money into making military careers more attractive. It aims to double the size of its armed forces within the next 10 years without reintroducing compulsory military service.
We have to get the message across to society that the army is a professional career option. That's why we're buying all kinds of advertising in order to promote the armed forces. We're present at employment fairs and other events, thanks to which there are more and more people who come to see us, already having a decent idea of what military service means.
But while the army is preparing for war, little is in place to protect civilians if it breaks out.
There's a shelter in this building, a proper reinforced bunker, but there's no sign telling you where it is, so people have no idea. That's why it's so important to have an application that shows all the shelters on a map.
The app has been created by the fire brigade. Simply called Schrony, or shelters, It lists all the places people can go in the event of an air raid.
In this area, for example, we can see that there are not many shelters. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
In total, there are only 903 in the whole country, enough to shelter just 4% of the population. Yet during the Cold War, Poland had built up much better crisis infrastructure.
For many years, we thought the military threat had disappeared, that we would never have to worry about it again. So lots of municipalities and lots of owners of these shelters converted them for other uses, clubhouses or gyms, for example. So they disappeared from the map.
But the authorities have begun to address the issue. Warsaw City Hall has announced an investment of 17 million euros to build new bunkers and organise evacuation exercises for residents. If war does come, Poland wants to be ready.